Today on our 2009 Chevrolet Silverado 2500, we're going to be installing the RetraxPRO MX Hard Tonneau cover, part number RT80425. The RetraxPRO MX is a hard retractable tonneau cover. It's specifically designed to fit your 2009 Silverado with an 8-foot bed. It simply retracts into the canister here at the front of our bed. There's nothing to roll up, fold up, or store. Unlike other tonneau covers, this one can be locked in any position. For instance, with our fifth wheel here, we can lock it just behind it. As you can see, it's not going anywhere. The sealed ball bearings make rolling it out and retracting very easy. It's made out of an industrial strength aluminum construction with a tough matte black finish, so it's going to deter scratches. The cover itself supports a distributed load of up to 500 pounds. It's UV protected, maintenance free, and it improves aerodynamics that may help fuel economy. And please note that the canister does take up about 13.5 inches here in the front, but there is room underneath. The locking handle doubles as a lever to operate our tonneau cover, and 2 keys are included to lock it. When used in conjunction with a locking tailgate, your bed is completely secure. It comes with a lifetime warranty and features an easy clamp-on installation. We'll go ahead and show you that now. First thing we need to do is go ahead and remove the shipping brackets, which are going to be these white pieces here, and we're also going to take out the white tubing. So I'm going to take my Phillips head screwdriver and start backing that out. I'm going to slightly lift up on it, pull it loose, and I'm going to take out that white tubing. We'll repeat the same process for the other side. Now we can go ahead and bring in one of our rails. We're going to start with the driver's side. The passenger side is the one with the green sticker. So what we want to do is we'll unlock our retracts, and then we're going to feed it into this channel here. We also want to set the rail in place. We've got a few notches to line up with here. It's not a bad idea to have somebody hold the other side for us. Pull it out just a tad. Just going to slide it in place. And then set it into the notches. If you look here, it needs to sit on the inside of the notches here. It actually fits nice and snug here and here. Then we can run our hardware through. Then we'll take 2 screws. We're going to feed one into the hole here and then one in here. Once we got these done, go ahead and repeat the same process on the other side. With both rails installed, let's go ahead and check to make sure our retracts moves along nicely, which it does. Then we can lock it in place, and we're going to finish installing the back hardware. For the back plate portion here, we're just going to install it just behind the rails. We want to be sure that the notched portions are facing towards the cover. We'll line up each side, and then we're just going to push it in place until the holes line up. So we'll take the black ones with our included tool and get that started on both sides. Now we'll grab an extra set of hands and set our whole system in place on the back of our truck bed. So we're just going to go up, then make our way over, and then we'll set it in place here. With our Retrax assembly in place, please note that if you have a drop-in bed liner like we do here, you may have to trim it in order for it to fit properly. If you have a spray-on bed liner or nothing at all, it should fit just fine. Before we scoot it all the way forward to the bulkhead here, we want to be sure that our weather stripping is sitting directly on top. So we can just kind of go along and pull that out and then scoot it the rest of the way forward. So back here at the rear, I can just kind of slightly push it forward on both sides, just enough to where we can put our tailgate up. Now with our tailgate closed, we need to make sure we have an 1/8 inch crack here at the very end between the tailgate and the under portion of the channel. So right where my finger is. I'm a little bit big. We'll need to make sure that this is so on both sides. Bring it slightly back. Now we can install our front and rear clamps. We'll worry about the middle ones later. So we need to locate our 2 plastic bolts up front. If your cover's out too far, you can just scoot it in until we locate them right here. Our clamps are going to be installed between. So we'll need to make sure that the bolt is loosened up just enough to where we can easily fit it into place. We've also got some teeth here on both sides. We need to make sure that they fit within the grooves on the rail here. Now on the back of our truck bed rail here, it's got a little ledge. So we'll need to put the back portion of the clamp on first and then swing the front up into position. I'm just going to raise it up. Make sure I get it where it needs to be. And I'll raise the front up in position, just like that. I'm going to make sure it's all the way to the top. Then once we have it where we want it, we can go ahead and hand tighten it down. Then we'll take our 9/16 wrench. You will have to provide your own. And then get that snug. And then we'll repeat the same process at the rear. With this one tight, we'll go ahead and repeat the same process on the driver's side. With our front and rear clamps in place, let's go ahead and take a few measurements. What we need to do is measure inside of our rails, in the front, and then in the center, and then at the rear. And we need to make sure that the measurements are within a 1/16 of one another. If they are, that's great. Then we don't need to make any adjustments. If we do need to make adjustments, that's what these plastic bolts are for. We can take our included tool and adjust them in or out on either side until we get it correct. Now it is a good idea to adjust both sides evenly to get to your measurement. With our measurements being right, let's go ahead and close our cover and make sure that it fits correctly. Now it may be a little bit tight, but that's just because it's new. Close it all the way to the end. Want to make sure that it locks in place and that we can close up our tailgate. Now let's install our center clamps, and these go on just the same way as the others. Perfect. Now let's check to make sure that it rolls out once more. Great, I'd say we're all set. Let's go ahead and install our drain tubes. Now you get a drain tube for each side. We're just going to take the rubber washer, slip that over the top, make sure that it gets below the clip-on tabs here. And underneath our Retrax assembly, there's a hole. We just need to push it up in until it snaps into place. Now our plastic bed liner here already has a hole where our drain tube is going to go in. Just locate the hole, push it up into place. There we go, just 2 clicks. Now if you don't have a pre-existing hole, you may have to drill out. Now we'll go ahead and repeat the same process on the other side. With our drain tubes run, let's go ahead and close it up one more time. Now we can lock it, and we can go ahead and close up our tailgate, and that's going to complete our installation of the RetraxPRO MX Hard Tonneau cover on our 2009 Chevrolet Silverado.
Click the link below to shop, learn more, or visit us at etrailer.com.